All right, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of, sorry, well, living in St. Pete, Tampa Bay area, you got the Tampa International Airport there, so yeah, welcome to a lot of air traffic. Sorry about that, but welcome back to another episode of Outdoor Candy with Nurse Matt. I want to give you a quick update first. I will be changing my channel name, so I figure what better than to do it right now. I will be changing it to Salty RN Fishing. So Salty RN Fishing is the channel name I'm going to be updating it to. I've put a lot of thought into this, and it's just indicative of more or less what I'm actually doing with my channel. Outdoor Candy is fantastic, but it really doesn't spell out what I'm doing, my approach. And my approach is obviously, as you can tell, I've got a Hobie Kayak here with a ultralight torpedo motor on the back, and I do fishing, so that's what I do. So that's what we're changing it to. I'll be putting more updates. I'll be changing some of the channel content that I already put out there, just to gain some traction with the channel, but that's where we're going with this. Furthermore, I wanted to let you guys know a quick update. I haven't put a lot of content out recently, and there's a reason for that. In the last, I want to say 6 weeks to 8 weeks, I've been dealing with a lot of personal life stuff. One being the dog, which is right over there. She's had some medical problems that I had to take care of. Two other major things. My air conditioning just crapped out on me a couple weeks back, and I had to get that whole thing replaced. It was like 90 degrees in my house. That was a hot mess. It was a 21-year-old unit, so I feel like when I bought the home about 6 years ago, I feel like I got good use out of it at that point in time, since it's an '04 model, so roughly 21 years or so. So yeah, that said, I had to take care of the air conditioning, I had to take care of some medical problems with the dog, and then this is the one that really gets me. I had termites. My home somehow got infested with termites. Now, St. Pete, from what I understand, is kind of the epicenter of termite land, and I had 3 variations of termites. I had drywood termites, I had subterranean termites, which develop mud tubes. Trust me, I've done a lot of research on this. I'm probably an expert in the termite world now, to be honest with you, because I self-treated. I didn't hire a company to come into it, and I'll explain that in a second here. And then third, I had Formosan termites. Yeah, they did some damage, I took care of it, but it was either that or spend another $6,000 and have a company come in from St. Pete, somewhere in this area. I introduced like 3 or 4 different companies in the area. They all gave me quotes, and the lowest one I think was right around $2 grand. The highest one was right around 6. And I just said, you know what? Between my air conditioning unit, which was around 5 grand, I believe, yeah, which was actually 5,000 on the dot, and the termite inspection, which they were gonna, we'll average it at like 3 or 4 grand. And then the medical problems with the dog, I mean, this is all within 6-7 weeks. It was a lot. So I had a lot on my plate. I haven't put out much content because of that, but now we're trying to do it again. So I just wanted to let you know why I haven't done that. And then also, I went ahead and I kind of redirected the channel. So I'm creating some different stuff with the channel as far as the logo and everything else goes to continue to film. We're eventually going to get out on the water, but like I said, I've had a lot of personal life stuff happen, and so that's where we are. But you know what? That said, we're going to get into this. I just wanted to let you know that I have done a little bit of work on my kayak. There's some issues with it that I took care of, but like I said, I got it on Facebook Marketplace for really good prices. In my previous video, it was like $2,500, and it came with the ultralight torpedo motor. So win-win in my boat. So if there was a few things that were wrong with it, I was absolutely okay taking care of it. You see, one of the big things I fixed, the rudder. Let me bring you over here really quick. So I set this down for a second here. The rudder itself, so this is the 360 drive right here, which I don't have it in at the moment, but this is the 360 drive. But the rudder was doing a complete 360 on me also, so it was definitely broken. This section here, okay, underneath, within the hull of the boat, there's a control mechanism. There's a housing unit that allows all this to turn, and there was a piece of metal. There was a piece of metal inside that that was bent. The guy that I took it to, I mean, he spent almost all day working on it and couldn't figure it out. But there's a piece of metal that was bent, so I went ahead and I did the best I could to basically bend it back to what it was. And as a result, this thing now pivots. I don't know, 45 to 65 degrees on both sides. Basically, it gives me. Here, actually, let me see if I could show you. Let me see where just so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, it'll come down without a problem. Okay. So it says rudder here. Hold on one second. I'll drop it down. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can get this in here. All right, so show you this. Okay, so here's the rudder. The rudder wasn't really moving, okay? And this thing is supposed to pivot, right? So when I don't know if I can get this all in the frame, but now, let me see if I can do this. Actually, here, I'll bring it back here. Now when can you see that well enough? Yeah. Okay, so now when I pivot the handle, if you can see the rudder, yeah. So when I do this, the rudder actually rotates in the direction that it should, so eventually it'll allow me to steer the kayak where I want it to go. And both sides move, and it is dead center. The other guy had it off on an angle or whatever. He couldn't fix it completely. But I took the whole thing apart from the gearbox down here to the handle itself on both sides, as well as the one objective base plate, pulled it all up, worked on it, and now the rudder spins how it should, okay, as you can see. So I've done a couple of things to the boat to allow all this to work, so eventually I can get out on the water and do some fishing. But anyway, that said, I wanted to give you guys a little pro tip here. I washed it out, I cleaned it out, so that was kind of half measure. I didn't want to really get into any of that stuff. I just wanted to quickly show you what I did. But I just wanted to show you really quick. I live in Florida, right, as I mentioned before, and I want to keep the surface of the boat as UV protected as I could, because I mean the sun down here, I mean it just beats the crap out of everything, right? So I was told from the person I purchased it from, as well as a couple other people that do kayak fishing, that was 303 Aerospace Protectant. Apparently this stuff is dynamite when it comes to protecting the surface of your kayak and the oils that are contained within, to prevent it from warping, brittling, becoming dry rotted and everything else, and basically just cracking and breaking. So what I'm going to tell you right now is I'm going to apply some of this and show you how to put it on, and literally that's it. I just wanted to complete that with you, but I wanted to give you a heads up about my channel too, and let you know the direction that I'm heading in, the new channel name and all this other stuff, because it has been a crazy last couple of months. But I appreciate all of you that have been eager for more content and are sticking with me. Like I said, I do apologize for not getting enough of it out there, but here we go. So anyway, I looked into it. I did the research on a bunch of other products and stuff, and this seems like it's the best one. After you apply it, 3 to 5 minutes, and then you go do your thing, right? And it lasts a long time. My recommendation, based on what I've read and everything else also, is to, after you're done using it, clean the boat off, the scum lines and stuff, where the water line sits on the kayak, reapply, and you're good to go. And it's simple. It's literally spray in the areas you want to spray it on, or spray it on the rag itself and wipe it on, and that's it. 3 to 5 minutes, you're ready to go and do what you need to. This stuff it's a UV absorber. So basically what it does is it sits on the surface of the kayak and absorbs into the upper part of the surface of the plastic, the polyethylene, I believe is what it is. And it sits there, so when the UV ultraviolet rays hit the surface of the kayak, it absorbs that, as opposed to filtering into the kayak plastic itself and then drawing the oils out, thus making it more brittle. The other thing about this stuff is there's no harmful silicone oils in this stuff. There's no dyes, there's no fragrance, and on the back of it, it tells you right here, it provides a superior protection, helps to prevent from fading and cracking, it restores and maintains the surface, and it drives to a smooth, I think it says smooth, matte finish. No oily or greasy residue. So, I mean, it tells you on the back how to apply it, and then it tells you what it does. But the biggest thing is there's no silicone oils, there's no dye, and there's no fragrance, okay? So I'm gonna apply this for the first time on the surface. The guy that had the kayak before I did the same thing. So, and literally, it's just applying it and rubbing it in, and that's it. So the other thing too that this product does, it's a hydrophobic surface, or it's a hydrophobic It's a hydrophobic product, which means it does repel the water and the dirt, like I said, and it reduces oxidation. So yeah, overall, it's a good product. It's really cheap. I think it's like 15 bucks or something like that. So yeah, but all you got to do, like I said, this is the first time I'm doing this. Make sure it works. There we go. And as I mentioned, you know, make sure your cloth is clean. This is just a terry cloth, and I did do some research on that too. I found out that a terry cloth is pretty much the most common type of cloth you can use to apply this kind of product. So and rub it in. So here we go, clean, dry terry cloth, and this is it. That's all I'm doing, rubbing it in. And that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this on the rest of the kayak, all the way down it here, and see if I can get you guys to, there we go. So all I'm gonna do, and then if you wanted to also, like I said, you could apply it to the rag itself, like so. And apply it like this, if you want, or you can spray directly from the bottle and put it on like that. All right, guys, about does it. Everything. Okay, cool. All right, well, if, like I said, if you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe, but there it goes. Just did the entire kayak in, I don't know, a few minutes, and it is now UV protected with 303 Aerospace UV Protectant right there. Good stuff. All right. But it is getting dark, and I'm going to call it quits for the night because I'm also getting eaten up by mosquitoes. Obviously, you can see I don't have any citronella candles, and I did not spray out here. So there we go. All right, guys, thank you very much. And like I said, stay tuned. Hopefully I'll be able to get more content out of here. Life's a little less crazy now, and hopefully we'll get some fishing content out there for you. But thanks again, and we'll talk to you guys soon.